Hi friends, this is Caitlin. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be making sketches 1 through 7 of the Kendras card challenge. I am so in love with this challenge. It's super fun. She gives you all of these different sketches. There's 15 you can pick from, and you take some 6x6 paper, cut it up, and make some cards. So today I'm using the World to Me 6x6 pattern paper pack from Pink and Main, and you can see I have my papers labeled here A, B, C, and D. We are not going to be using all of the C and D pieces. I'm going to save those, and next month I'll be back with sketches 8 through 15. But I just thought this would be a fun way to show you what all of them look like and kind of what the process looks like without having to have all 15 in one, because that felt a little overwhelming. So I was able to make all 7 of these cards in about an hour and a half, which I think is pretty good. Especially for me, sometimes it can take me an hour and 15 or 20 minutes just to make one card. So 7 cards in an hour and a half is pretty successful. This first one has these really pretty hearts. I decided to use some Neenah Desert Storm cardstock as my kind of matte layer and accessory layer for most of these cards. On a couple I will bring in a blue and a purple, just to kind of change it up. I tried to pick solid colors that would work well with the patterns that I picked. I love this sketch challenge because you can mix and match pattern papers from different sets, or you can pick them all from one. Most companies kind of already go through the work of creating these curated collections that all kind of already go together, so why not use that to your advantage? So the one thing I do like to do when I'm layering this much paper is to add little bits of paper behind the elements that are going on the top, just to make sure that everything lays really nice and flat and your paper doesn't get bent from where it's trying to stretch over all of those different layers. So that's what you saw me doing there. That is already our first card done. Well, the base. I'm going to create all 7 of my bases first, and then I'm going to go back and add in my my like colored elements, my featured elements, and my sentiments at the end. So we're going to work our way 1 to 7 and then work our way back down pretty much in reverse, with kind of finishing everything off. So this is sketch number 2. This is when I brought in that purple because I just thought that the matte of the matte around the hearts being a different color than the Neenah craft would be nicer, that it would pop a lot nicer. And it's okay that that purple isn't exact, because it still really goes with that color scheme so well. So that was number 2. Now we're moving on to number 3. I'm telling you, these go together pretty quick once you have everything cut out. So I'm going in for this one with a bigger mat of Neenah, and then pulling in some of that blue as well as the purple, again just because I thought the different layers would look really nice together if they were in different tones versus all being layers of the same color. But you can do whatever makes you happy, and that's why I love this sketch challenge in particular, because it gives you something to start with. It gives you a really solid platform to build off of, having these sketches and these measurements already picked out for you. But then from there, you can really take it and customize it to be anything, which is so cool. These could be Christmas cards, birthday cards, anytime cards, Easter cards, literally whatever you need for your stash, or a mixture, right? You could do some with neutral patterns and some with like a holiday themed pattern. And so then half of your cards would be kind of neutral anytime and half would be Christmas. So while we're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This is my little reminder to me and you, if you haven't subscribed already, to go ahead and do that. It helps to support me and my channel. I really appreciate you guys so much. We are just so close to 2,000, which is just amazing. It's mind-blowing, and I'm so grateful to all of you. So we're going to jump back with sketch 4, which I did an entire video just on sketch 4 when the card challenge first got released. So I will make sure to put that in one of the cards on here in the video, and then put it in the comments down below, or in the description box down below, in case you want to see a more detailed overview of that. For my extra paper on this one, I did decide to bring in one more pattern from that paper pack, that yellow and purple plaid. Again, just because I didn't have a color, a solid color that I loved for that area, and so I thought a little extra pop of pattern would be fun. So I used a pink and mane kind of waffle background for the larger piece of craft on this one. And then I'm adding in those layers again to make sure that my little panel there, that stripe, kind of lays flat. And I'll come back later and finish that one off. The next one is definitely a more clean and simple feel. It gets that pattern paper with that one mat, and then it'll get the square, which is actually a mat, and then one more square on top of it with a few decorative elements. And for this, I had a leftover flower from when I was practicing making Spellbinders 3D zinnia dies, and so I'm gonna end up putting that right there that I just had in my little extra bin on my desk, and I'm so glad that I have a fun way to use that flower now by itself, because I just have the one sitting there and I didn't know what to do with it, and so now it got used up. How perfect. So this one's really fun. I love this really bold stripe that's in this set. This one is another one where that is going to be my little image going on the front. So we'll color him in as we're working our way back down. I just have him tucked there as a little filler. I took this as an opportunity to pull some stamps from some of my favorite brands. So you'll see when we work our way down, but every card has a stamp or a sentiment from a different brand. And again, I just think it's so cool to be able to kind of shop your own stash and be able to pick out some different elements, and bring in things that maybe you don't get to play with a lot or you haven't played with in a while, and not have to commit to a whole scene or a whole set of cards with the same theme. You can kind of just pick and choose what makes you happy. So for this one, I love these colors all together. So it has that bold stripe, it has that really fun blue and white pattern. Then it had like a squiggle element across the middle section. So I'm going in with these loop-de-loop streamers from Pink and Mane, which I love, just to kind of tie those two elements together. And then it's going to get the double circle. And for this one, I pulled the Lawn Fawn You Charge Me Up little robot. He's so cute. This is going to be the first one where I start coloring in my image and completing my whole card, and then we'll work our way in reverse. So if you haven't seen the Kendra's Card Challenge PDFs before, I will link to her page down in the description box. It's completely free to participate, and there's a Facebook group. So actually, if you do end up making cards, you can enter them for each card sketch, and then I believe if you do all of the cards, you can put in your whole set, and you're entered to win giveaways. She does giveaways. These are quarterly, so it started in January, and this one will go through March, and then we'll have another one that goes through the spring into the start of summer. So we still have plenty of time if this is something you decide that you want to try out, but she has amazing giveaways from absolutely amazing sponsors. There's so many great companies in there, some of which I have featured on here today. And yeah, like I said, it's a great way to kind of spark a little bit of inspiration if you are feeling a little bit in a slump. So I added a little bit of the Pink and Mane touch of gloss to that center panel and the little light bulb on top for that little guy on my robot, and adhered him down and set him to the side to dry. For this little image is from Pink and Mane, and I'm just coloring her in. I didn't go super in detail on these, and I probably won't be listing all of the marker shades this time just because it's so many. The point of this one is to kind of just show you how fun and freeing something like this can be for you, and not so much in the specific technique or, not copying, but I don't want this to be a tutorial on the coloring as much as kind of just showing you guys what the process of making this many cards or doing a sketch challenge like this looks like for me. And I am definitely somebody who would not on my own make all 15 at once. Even the 7 was a little bit of a stretch. If I'm being honest with myself, I probably on my own would do 4 at a time and kind of just work my way through, maybe do 4 a weekend, and then just save the extra papers in a little envelope, which is what I did for the next time. And then I can just keep kind of chipping away at it. So for this one with the flower, I pulled this sweet little girl from Sweet November Stamps, and I'm just coloring her with the same general color families that I used to color my white paper for that zinnia. So I am keeping it pretty clean and simple. I knew I had that purple background, so I'm gonna bring in a little bit of purple on her wings. But besides that, I really like the pink and purple together. I think it's fun to bring in some different tones. Not everything has to be super matchy-matchy, and it still reads as really adorable and sweet. To take a moment to let you guys know about a really fun project I have going on in case you missed my other video about it. I am going to be teaching a class as part of the Card Maker Success Summit. It's an online virtual class that's happening February 23rd to the 26th of this year, 2023. And you can get a ticket for free, or you can upgrade to an all access pass, and that gets you access to special bonus content and extended access to all of the courses, so that if you want to go back and rewatch something later on, you can. And I just want to give you a heads up, if that's something you might be interested in, when you sign up for the free ticket, you get access to a special price for that pass for, I think it's 20 minutes. And it's an amazing, crazy deal for that first 20 minutes. And then the price does go up. And then sometime next week, I think it's on Tuesday or Wednesday, I think it's the 21st, that the price after the 20 minutes is going to go up even higher. So if that's something you've been considering, now is the time to go for it, especially if you haven't even signed up for the free ticket yet, because then you get the bonus pass for a way better deal on that first 20 minutes. I am going to have a link down below for you. It is an affiliate link, so if you decide to, even if it's just the free pass, it helps to give me credit with the summit people so that they know that I'm bringing people to the summit. But also, if you decide to upgrade to the VIP, it does help to support me on my channel. It doesn't cost you any extra, but it would mean the world to me. And either way, even if it's just the free ticket, I will be having a Facebook Live that I think they also put on YouTube during the weekend of that summit, to talk specifically with anybody who has questions about my class. I'm teaching an interactive shaker card from start to finish, and you don't need any special dies to create it. I walk you through all the steps of just paper piecing it together. It's so stinking cute. I'm so proud of it, and it would mean the world to me if you would come hang out. So just something to consider. Like I said, the link will be down in the description for you. I will also have the links to all of Kendra's stuff down there, so it's going to be a very fun description area. Definitely make sure that you scroll down there and take a look at it for me. Okay, so in that last card that just had the sentiment, that's a sentiment from Possum Stamps that I added some enamel dots to. And then this one is one of my favorite images from Stamping Bella. I absolutely love her, and I think this is a great time to practice some coloring when, again, you don't want to make a whole scene or even have to color in a whole image. This is just kind of her top half. Her legs are cut off, but for how it fits into the card, I think it's absolutely adorable. And I love putting on these little banners. They're so cute. I never use them kind of on my own. This is Sweet Little Pig is from My Favorite Things. Again, so sweet. I added in those little seagulls because he felt a little bit too alone without having kind of a scene behind him. And I cut this arched piece from Pink and Main. It's a stitch arch die. And what else? This one was something that was allowed to be any shape, and so I just picked a fun shape that I thought would be a little bit different and help him kind of pop away from the rest. I added a sentiment that says Happy Not Monday. That came from a sentiment set from My Favorite Things that I used a lot. I used it earlier with that turtle that was like the hey, hello, hi. I love that they're just kind of really clean and simple little sentiments that you could add for any occasion. So I'm going to get his inner tube colored up to match the teal and those hearts. Pop him right down into place. And that's another one done. Now we're back to our little mouse on a bike. This is from Purple Onion Designs. Absolutely adorable. I love how thin and detailed the Stacy Yakula drawings are for for Purple Onion, because they're the red rubber stamp, and you just get a level of detail and refinement from the red rubber that you just can't get from the clear stamping material. It's just not possible with how they make it. So I decided to stick with all of those bright yellow tones in that bold paper and give the little mouse a really bright yellow fun bicycle. And I just love how happy and springy this is. But all of these cards could really be for any time of year. I love having kind of any occasion cards. This could be a thank you, thinking of you. You could just not put sentiments on any of them and just have them kind of decorated and in a stack ready to go. So when you needed a card, you could just add your sentiment wherever you kind of predetermined you wanted it, pop it in the mail, and then you'd be good to go. And you wouldn't ever have to worry about if you had the right thing in your stash. So that's something fun to keep in mind with these two. And you could definitely do them in bits and pieces like I did. You could do all of the background layers first and then take a break and come back in with your design elements. I know a lot of people will also pretty much skip the drawn or colored part and just put a bigger, bolder sentiment in that area and call it a day. So if that's what makes you happy, or you want to use colors used, if you want to use colored inks or something like that, all of those things would be a really fun option. So here I'm going to attempt to lay out all 7 of my cards for you. You can see just how fun and different and bright and happy they are. This is definitely a different style for me, but I am so glad that I got to make them. I so appreciate you being here today. I hope you're feeling super inspired. Make sure you check out Kendra's card challenge. Like I said, the link will be down below. Have an amazing weekend, and as always, happy crafting.